You ever feel like your movement just sucks? Like, your aim's not terrible, but you just keep getting one tapped? Yeah, that's been me this entire season. So, I gave myself 2 days to fix it. No gimmicks, no shortcuts, just hard resets, fundamentals, and a little bit of pain. For some context, I'm a high immortal player who peaked top 600 last season with pretty good stats. This season, however, my stats have been absolutely abysmal. But before we get started, we have to define what good movement actually is. And one of the players you probably hear a lot when talking about movement is Primi. So let's break down what actually makes Primi's movement so good. So I broke down what makes Primi's movement so good into 2 parts. First is he's insanely agile between fights. He never crouch prays, choosing to burst, and likes to move around a lot, making him a hard target for the opponents to hit. Second, and probably most unique to him, he likes to tap crouch a lot, especially when peeking into angles. It's subtle, but it throws off the enemy's crosshair placement and makes them whiff. So now that we've established what good movement is, how am I going to practice it to be able to incorporate it into my own gameplay? So I came up with the 2-day challenge. On the first day, I'm going to first play 10 death matches with crouch unbinded to help me practice being agile and moving in between fights. After I finish the first 10 death matches, I'm going to play another 10 death matches, but this time with crouch rebinded, but with a focus on tapping crouch in between fights and when peeking into angles, to mimic Primi's tap crouching ability. For day 2, I'm going to warm up with another 4 death matches, 2 with crouch unbinded and 2 practicing the tap crouch strategy. Once I finish those death matches, I'm going to hop into 3 games of ranked and analyze my stats to see whether or not practicing my movement for 2 days actually helped me improve. So without further ado, let's hop into day 1. So I hopped into the first DM, and I just want you to look at my movement error in these clips. I wasn't stopping perfectly before shooting, and as a result, my shots were not hitting. So I decided to try playing Sheriff only to practice hitting that first bullet. Now, watching these clips, I want you to just look at how smooth I peek and aim. I don't rush my shots and instead take my time to aim. To further emphasize my point, I want to play this short clip from Alexander.
You see how long it takes for somebody to recognize to shoot me? Do you know what I'm saying? Oh. See what I'm saying? So you wanna take your time and
Basically what Alexander's trying to say, and I think is a thing that a lot of lower ranked players could learn from that clip and watching these DMs, is unless you're Immortal 3 and above, your enemies aren't going to insta one tap you, and the best thing you can do is to make sure your shots hit. Now, on to the 5th deathmatch, I switch back to the Vandal, and comparing my movement area to that first DM, I think we can see a noticeable difference. My movement is more fluid, and I'm killing the enemies with the first burst quite a lot. Now, I just want to say that I started these DMs at 3 am, and I did not realize how much of a grind 20 deathmatches would be. By the time I was on my 5th deathmatch, it was already 3:30, and I was absolutely fried. So I decided to cut the challenge in half and do 10 DMs instead. 5 with crouch unbinded and 5 with tap crouch. Call me lazy, but I knew I was too tired to do 20. So now onto the 5 tap crouch DMs. Looking at these clips, you can see me try to tap crouch, but it honestly just caused me to whiff more. I mean, I did try to incorporate it, but I honestly felt like I played better just completely ignoring crouch. If I'm being honest, I think that it's just too advanced or subtle of a skill to try to learn in just a couple of DMs. I feel like it's one of those skills that takes hours upon hours to master, and I didn't really see a noticeable improvement. That's not to say that tap crouching is a bad strategy, but I just didn't have enough time to properly incorporate it. Thus, I played better by just not crouching at all. Anyways, here's the results of my 10 DMs, and now on to day 2 of the challenge. Day 2, I woke up with 6 hours of sleep, so hopping into DM, you can definitely see it. By the end of it, however, I was actually starting to hit some shots, and I decided to hop into ranked. And well, the first 3 games were absolute stinkers. Aside from one Cypher 3K clip,
Fire destroyed. Eagle-eyed.
it was absolutely horrendous. Now, you might think this is where the video ends. I played my 3 games of ranked and it didn't work out. Maybe training my movement isn't enough to save me. But I decided to give it one more shot. Now, let me tell you a story. A story of a Valorant player, one who used to be a duelist but started playing flex and more passive roles due to poor performances. That player is me. But I couldn't accept defeat today. I couldn't accept the fact that I had fallen off. Was I just washed now? I decided to run it back with my duelist one more time, and this is what happened.
Guys, smoke.
Yup. One triple. One back.
triple. Heaven. Heaven 쏘나. 야,
Yeah.
CDC.
Ace.
Nice up mid. One shot.
One here.
Clear B.
Play namin. Red.
So yeah, these were the results of the games I played. I did go 3 wins, 4 losses, but I actually had a positive KD. So I know this video was supposed to be about movement, but I think the deeper lesson to be learned here is confidence. Yes, I tried to fix my movement, and yes, I do think it helped, but at the end of the day, what really saved me was my mental. Deciding to play what I'm most familiar with and to take those risks as a duelist, even when my confidence was starting to fade. I'm sorry if this video turned into more of a motivational video than an actual movement guide, but this is the true lesson I learned making this video. Anyways, that's all for today. If you liked what I made here and want more, please leave a like and subscribe. I have a ton of videos planned, so if you want to be updated and help a small YouTuber out, it would mean a lot. Also, I stream a lot on twitch.tv/xdEclipsee. Be sure to check it out if you want to catch me making these videos live. I'll also be sure to put the link in the description. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and peace.